Hey there everyone, I am assuming you came here from my reaction video, or if you're not coming here from my reaction video, then it doesn't matter. But if you're interested in reactions, check out my second channel. But if you're not interested in reaction, but you're here just for my animation analysis for this masterpiece of an episode, then yeah, let's get into it. This is totally unscripted. I just finished watching the episode, and all of my episode analysis videos that you will see with Demon Slayer and with Attack on Titan, I think it was episode 19, all of that are just like that. I watch it immediately after. I review it immediately after I watch the episode, except the one with Odium Gear Sakuga. I had plenty of time to prepare for that one because I stopped making reaction videos to Attack on Titan, that is. So animation wise, this was the best episode of the show so far, easily. Episode 9 was incredible, episode 7 was incredible, but this takes the best of both of those. It takes episode 7's incredible storyboarding with the fisheye effects that they used, with the absolute masterpiece of shading. I can't really explain what it is, but it was special. The shading looked incredible, and the composite was also amazing for that episode. And then episode 9 had just the best Sakuga, right? Just non-stop Sakuga from start to finish with that Dorj fight against the beast things. This takes both of that. The absolute mind-blowing Sakuga, and mixes that with the most genius of shots. They are so unique. All of these shots, they look so incredibly unique with the fisheye effect that I said a lot in my reaction. And yeah, these are, I'm just going to check what fisheye effect really is because I don't want to sound stupid. Okay, so yeah, it is a fisheye effect. It's like a distorted effect. It's like the fisheye that you get in video games when you slide the FOV meter to the maximum. And yeah, here it was used to just create unique shots, which is what it also did in episode 7. If you want to know about the fisheye effect scenes in episode 7, it's the very beginning and the very end, and everywhere in between. It gives a real sense of scale to the scene, because with 2D, you can never really capture the entire place at once. But with this fisheye effect thingo that they're doing, they can do that. They can capture the entire area. And here it serves the purpose of setting up the fight. Boji's gonna fight Bus. So yeah, the entire fight has been set up, the location has been set up, and this fisheye effect did an amazing job at just putting the viewer amidst all of these people. And yeah, I truly felt like I was there. I truly felt like I was dodging Bus's insanely large club alongside Boji. Like, that was absolute masterclass storyboarding and had the animation to back it. I haven't checked who are the people who animated that for guesses. I'm sure Arifumi Imai did some shots. So I'm just gonna go look which animators did which scenes, and then I'm gonna break it down. Okay, so there's like an insanely high number of freelance animators, which I expected. Some of them are just junior freelance animators, also something I expected. But the star of this episode is Shota Goshozono. I cannot believe it. It is him again. He's the episode director for episode 7, which makes sense because, as I said, the shots were very similar to episode 7's shots. But what's unreal is just how good this guy is. He directed Jujutsu Kaisen's episode 8. Then he did Jujutsu Kaisen episode 17, the second full Sakuga episode in Jujutsu Kaisen after episode 13. Also an absolute masterpiece. He also animated in episode 17 and it looked gorgeous, the entire sequence. Episode 17 struggled with composite, but that was mostly because of the 3D being bad and also some general compositing issues that Jujutsu Kaisen has had throughout the show. Then he did Ousama Ranking episode 7. Ousama Ranking episode 7 had some of the most technically impressive shots I've seen in anime. That is not an overstatement. It was absolutely stunning to look at throughout. And then he does this. Holy shit. Again, with these awesome fisheye shots. Right? We can see every single character involved here, except Appius. Let's just look at the perspective on Despa here. He's looking thick with all the money bags. Where is Appius? Appius is nowhere to be seen, not even in this shot. Awesome shot. And she killed fuck you for doing that, Miranjo. Again, it flows seamlessly. The scene, I think this is a scene from episode 7. Maybe this is not a scene that was used in episode 7. Maybe this is a completely unique scene that was made for this episode, but it flows seamlessly because episode 7 was also directed by Shota Goshizono. All these shots are amazing. And this background animation. I don't know why they decided to show these particular animals here as the dreadful things that Miranjo has committed. Yeah, you killed these animals, or you indirectly killed them. But maybe they're showing the last trail of bloods, right? No, Orchid still killed a bunch of fucking innocent people for no reason. I still don't understand why Miranjo wants to destroy this kingdom. Maybe that's already explained in a subtle way, I just don't get it. But yeah, this scene, amazing background animation, also animated by Shota Goshizono. Goshizono is absolute master class at background animation of what I understood here. And just this... They're giving character acting to a mirror. I thought giving character acting to a shadow was impressive, but I can sense what Miranjo is feeling here. She's black. She's just a silhouette of darkness, and I can still see exactly what she's feeling. That's just high tier. Do you even call that character acting? I don't even know. And then this shot. Another insanely technically impressive shot. Just look at that. Why? Why animate this like this? He's just walking away from the chair. Why do you have to animate it like this? That is so incredible. The super background is an illustration, and that is also moving accordingly. That is absolutely high tier art direction. Then there's this obviously weird perspective that's coming from Boss's chair, underneath Boss's chair, the king's chair. So yeah, we're getting the king's perspective. We're in his chair, or underneath his chair, but everything else, these shadows, awesome shadows. Why is the background moving so much? It's like he's, you know what, just animating someone walking is not impressive, or it's not too hard for me. So I'm just gonna make this fucking mind-blowingly spectacular background animation sequence. Are these people inspired by Norimitsu Suzuki? Maybe they might be. They might be, because I don't think... Why would you do this? Like, why would you animate something like this? This is ridiculous. Oh, this is so godlike. And again, this insane fisheye perspective shot. I don't know what he's going for here. I think it's not anything metaphorical or anything. He's just trying... I'm crying. I'm crying because of how good the animation is. Okay. Okay. I mean, this is nothing compared to the blood, sweat, and tears that the animators put into the scene, but he's making these shots as unique as possible. So he's using all these... you might as well call this Goshizono fisheye effect, because he uses this a lot, and he uses this amazingly. I think Goshizono deserves his own video. I'm gonna make a whole video about Shota Goshizono and his masterpiece works, because yeah, modern episode director to watch out for, Shota Goshizono. He has plenty of connections with the industry, probably because he's a phenomenal animator. As you just saw his cut, he's absolutely incredible, and now he has a name. So he's gonna get more and more works. Maybe he'll animate in Chainsaw Man because he worked with Mappa, and he has such a good connection with the industry that a bunch of no-name webgen animators are working for him. I say no-name webgen animators because I have never heard of them. I never heard of them working anywhere before, but I'm not insulting them. I'm not saying that they have poor skill, because it's not true at all. Webgen animators have absolutely incredible skill. They just pop out of nowhere, completely no name. They pop out of nowhere and then just make phenomenal scenes, like Semi-Automatic did for Ousama Ranking and Attack on Titan. I did a detailed breakdown of Attack on Titan's episode 22, the one with the ODM Gear Sakuga scenes. And the ODM Gear Sakuga that looked very good was animated by Semi-Automatic, who's just very young. I'm sure he's super young. I'm sure he's younger than me. I'm 21. I'm pretty young. But yeah, these youngsters animators, they just come out of nowhere, make absolutely incredible scenes, and then they just stick around. And yeah, social media is giving them the opportunity to do this, and I'm just glad. And bunch of young animators did animate here. So I'm sorry if I won't be able to name every single one of them because there are so many, right? And from here we go to this opening. And for the first time ever, the opening does not look as impressive to me as the episode itself. Yes, the opening is phenomenal, but boy, the episode was better. The compositing in the opening, I can't even say the compositing in the opening was better because the composite here is also very good. Here, again, there's the fisheye effect, but we're looking at both from an upward perspective. So maybe if the platform was also distorted a bit, it would look better. But I guess this is just the idea, just to show both from an upward angle. That's why his head looks bigger compared to the rest of his body, because we're looking at him from an upward perspective. And just a display of power. Again, fisheye effect. Just we are part of these people now. We are part of the big four now. And we're witnessing power, Boss's power from their perspective. It's a tiny boy. We're there, and yeah, it's insane. I do remember like a very good piece of character acting here. Yeah, there's obviously this. That looked amazing. This is all definitely a webzen animator. I can tell just from the looseness of the animation. I mean, that doesn't really prove anything, does it? But yeah, just the way this looks. What does it remind me of? I can't put my finger on it. It's not Naruto vs. Pain. Stop comparing everything to Naruto vs. Pain. Yeah, it feels like Fate Apocrypha episode 23 or whichever, the Karna vs. Siegfried fight with the super loose facial animations. Especially look at this kid in the background here. Look how loose the kids' faces are. Especially there, you know the wobbly effect? It looks like Shin-chan's animation. And again, the rotation shot. Gorgeous. Amazing. I wonder who animated this. I'm not going to go to Sakugabura and look immediately as to who animated this, because maybe I'll put it down here. I must have already put it down there who animated that. I'll do that in post, because if I looked at every single scene as to who animated it, then I'll just stay here the entire time in Sakugabura looking through anime clips, which I don't want. So I'll look at the scenes later anyway, so yeah. Another shot that was really impressive and I really liked. Yeah, that's fantastic. Like the hair flap animation and the shadows, moving shadows on her body. Really solid animation work. And now we're Kage. Like we're seeing this from Kage's perspective. I think we're seeing everything from Kage's perspective. Let me just go back. Because if Kage is like the storyteller, that makes sense. Yeah, Kage is nowhere to be seen here. And Kage is standing behind the Bocchi, right? Yeah, this is like Kage level, Kage POV. And we don't see the guy in the extreme back, who was he? Hokuro. We don't see Hokuro now because Kage is standing in front of Hokuro. So this is like semi-Kage perspective that they're doing, and it's awesome. And every time we are with the character, it's like a third-person video game where the camera is good, where our character is always placed in frame and we can see what's up. And yeah, that's all it is. Now, where's the other piece of super impressive line work that I saw somewhere here? Let me check. Yeah, again, the consistency. Like, now we're talking about Domus, and we see this from Domus's perspective. That is also cool. Another awesome fisheye effect. And yeah, this is it, right? That looks dope. That looks amazing. I actually wanna check who did that. Wow. Oh shit, artist unknown? That just goes to show there's probably some junior animator who's not even credited yet. And then just the illustration, just the way no words required, right? Boom, Dorsch lost balance. But you saw that. Domus's prosthetic limb, broken sword, shaky legs. Absolutely no words required. Boji's cannot speak. and he cannot hear, but he noticed all of this. And we, as the viewer, also noticed all of this. It is visual storytelling at the most impressive level. Imagine if this was Demon Slayer. Imagine if that was Tanjiro. Tanjiro would be like, huh, Dorshi-san, oh no, you shouldn't strain yourself. You have no foot. It's because of me. It's my fault. Then he'll just look at Domus and be like, oh, Domus has no arm. If I had just died normally, then Domus wouldn't feel bad and would not have chopped off his arm. But because I'm a nice person, Domus felt bad about killing me, and so he chopped off his arm. And then he'll look at fucking Bibin's broken sword and be like, I'm sure Bibin is a master swordsman. It's not because he's inferior at swordswork that his sword broke. I'm sure it's because his opponent was just that impressive. And then he'll look at Appius and go, oh, it's my fault for being so weak that Appius is scared right now. Like, you can't even refute my points here because you know that is exactly what would happen if this was Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer has pathetic visual storytelling, which is a shame because Demon Slayer's visuals are so good. But here, on the other hand, this is amazing visual storytelling. No words required. Boji knows he needs to step up. Why? We just saw everything. We just saw why he needs to step up. And then just Boji's memories with all these people, again, done really well. Yep. Boji steps up. He's seen people for who they are. All of these people have their reasons for what they did. But he's also seen people for who they are truly. He has never had any interaction with Bibin because Bibin did not want to interact with Boji because Bibin just cares for Data more and sees Boji as a rival kid. So it makes sense, right? But Bibin also, I'm sure, obviously Bibin cares for Boji too because he just cares for him as he would care for another kid. But his interaction with everyone else is just them being themselves. And that's special. Everyone next to Boji, they just become themselves, and that's great. And then there's a sequence here with background animation. Yep. So the background animation, all of this is illustration. And yeah, this area, this cream colored area, that's where the background animation begins. That's dope. Plop. What was this? Yeah. This is what I was talking about. Wow, I'm hungry. I don't know if I caught that on my microphone, but yeah, I'm hungry as fuck. Yeah, look how they're removing outlines on smears. Do that a lot, and it looks amazing. Again, we're looking at stuff from Kage's perspective. Awesome. Awesome storyboarding techniques. Putting us in there with the characters is just so amazing. Just something that the new episode of Attack on Titan is a good example of. Not all that impressive storytelling. Like, people were like, huh? What do you expect to do, huh? I mean, they're just characters talking. You can't really do anything. And that's not true because you can make impressive sequences just out of characters talking. You just need clever storyboarding techniques. And also at the absolute other spectrum, they're just showing trees to save animation budget. That's also fucking stupid. No, that's just a visual representation of the idea of the children escaping the forest. It's been introduced earlier in Attack on Titan. Like, how can you not catch that? Are you that fucking stupid that you think they're somehow trying to save budget by showing illustrations of trees? Like, how do they save budget by doing that? Instead of illustrating trees, they just illustrate the characters with flapping mouths, and would you be happy? I mean, it's the same amount of effort, arguably more, because you got more illustrations with the backgrounds and less illustrations with the characters. You only need to draw the character once and then have a mouth flapping animation. Now, it was good storyboarding, but it just wasn't to the extent that the staff just didn't have enough time, that they couldn't do it by pouring their utmost passion into it. Here, they definitely have the time, and it shows. It's fucking incredible. Again, this shot from... That was Fallen Domus, isn't it? Fallen Domus POV. So cool. And it begins. The most impressive fucking sequence I've seen in a while. Jeez, this is... The whole composite shifted. The background is in illustration here, and it's got this grainy, like almost manuscript. It looks like a manuscript, the background. And the colors all match. It's like a brown filter. Attack on Titan, take notes. This is how you do a brown composite without ruining the animator's line work. Are these CGI models? No, it's just illustrated and just made to look like 2.5D. And notice how Boss's body is semi-transparent here. Yeah, it's transparent or translucent. It's not really translucent. It is semi-transparent or transparent really, because you can pretty much see exactly everything on the other side, because Boss is not actually here. It's only data. This is the representation of Boss's power, not Boss himself. And so the background is completely visible. Damn, his thumb is covering a good 20% of the screen here. The perspectives in this episode, man. So fucking impressive. The wind animation, so good. Then we get to Bujji. Really get a sense of scale here. It's totally exaggerated, right? This is not accurate. Because if this was accurate, then the other people would be standing right about here. Or you would at least see them somewhere. And the grass, all of it is removed for artistic purposes. And that is the point of animation and anime. You can just give a massive middle finger to realism if you're just focusing on artistic quality. And here the sense of scale is extremely exaggerated. Again, just focusing on just coming in, giving that fisheye effect. Boom, awesome smoke animation. The way the smoke travels up Boss's arms. Wow, I need to see that again. That is super cool how it just engulfs Boss's arm. Super good. And yeah, he's tumbling backwards. Wow, the sense of weight here, so good. Reminds me of Mitsuo Iso's scene from Evangelion. Just the sense of weight, the way the Evas were tumbling, they were really nothing, even to this day, compares to that in the way the sense of weight is conveyed. Except the scene. Sense of weight, absolutely amazing. That is Boss's club cracking. And here we go, fucking insane background animation. It is again animated by Shota Goshizono. Amazing background animation. Wow, it's just so incredibly impressive. Cubic debris. Oh my god, those are Utapon cubes. No, those are not Utapon cubes. Those are just cubic debris. Look great. We got a little bit of background smears here, squiggly lines with the backgrounds. Always appreciate that. Just to give that extra sense of motion. Look at that, he moved in there. That is so cool. If you're wondering why I find this so impressive, it's because everything is 2D here. Everything is flat here. There's no sense of depth. But even with this completely lack of depth, Goshizono here has created so much depth. Because we know that that's a castle and it has an inside portion and it has an outside portion. We know that the club right now is far behind Bojji. Even though this is an entirely flat scene, the distance between Bojji and the club is 0 because they're both just flat images layered on top of each other. The depth here, Bojji's going into something, well, he's technically not going into something. The animator is just not drawing him. Bojji is not going into anything. The animator is just not drawing his legs and his whole body now. And that gives us the illusion that he's going into something. So yeah, while that is impressive as the final product itself, it's even more impressive when you think about it from the animator's POV. How do you come up with this? It's a question I always ask when I see any piece of art. Like when I've listened to awesome music, I'm like, damn, how do you come up with this? When I see to awesome artwork, I'm always like, how do you come up with this? And animation particularly, I'm like, how the fuck do you come up with this? More of Goshizono's greatness. This is all fully hand-drawn animation. You see the... Oh, you can see the back of the castle deforming. Extreme smears. Really cool. And yeah, the back is already deforming. You can see the back over here. It's crumbling. Wow, that's so good. This is... For people who don't know much about the scene, why I'm so thrilled by it because, again, everything here is 2D. Everything is hand-drawn animation. The debris in the background itself, and Boji, all of it drawn by Shota Gushizono. Oh, that is so good. And again, we get the outside POV. We see, and boom, that hallway is gonna erupt now. Yes, that's the hallway that Boji was in right now. I just gotta watch that emotion again. I'm so gonna get copyright claimed. Whoosh, goes in, debris comes forward. Oh, that wall run and flip, so cool. It's completely unnecessary, but it's cool. He's sliding alongside the railing now. And there's now this side panel is the bottom panel. Again, it's such a cool way of storyboarding it. Blink. Awesome impact frames. Wow. I did not notice that while watching. I thought that was just a flash. Also because I couldn't notice it because I had tears in my eyes at how much I was impressed by the animation. Those are some really cool, sketchy impact frames. Yeah, that looks gorgeous. The second one is not really... Okay, it is a completely unique impact frame, second time too. That's awesome. More debris animation. That is so cool, the way Boji's just twirling around. And another crack. Back to Kage POV. Sense of weight. Because what I was talking about, boss is moving so slow here. And the sense of weight is just perfectly captured. I can't even catch my breath. I already have to talk about the next scene. Look at that detail. Jeez, that is such a cool perspective shot. Oh my god, this is all amazing. Is it still Goshizono animating? Probably. Yeah, that's Arifumi Mai. Oh, I'm so impressed at myself right now that I was able to recognize that. Yeah, I don't even need to check. I'm just gonna check on the off chance that it's not Imai. Okay, 104 to 119 Imai. Look at that. Okay, so the perspective shot was also Imai. Imai scene starts from here. Oh, that's so cool. Arifumi Imai and Titans. Name a better duo. The one that gave it away for me is the line work, the line smears, and the wind animation. It's just a dead giveaway that it's Imai. And also the black particles that's coming from here, as you can see. The way those flow, that's as Imai as an animation scene can get. And also his club here. It is literally covering more than 90% of the screen. You can see his entire body, you can see his tiny arm in the corner here, and then the entirety of the screen is the club. Just absolute insanity with the way they're playing with perspectives. Because you really got to understand that this stuff is completely born from the animator's imagination. You have no idea what the final product looks like until after the final product is made. Until then, you're just completely dependent on an animation of, oh, what is this scene going to look like? Of course, you're going to have rough storyboards, but even that, like, you got to storyboard the scene in a meaningful way. How do you start drawing something like that? It is so impressive. More background animation, because why the fuck not? Awesome smears. Spider-Man pose. This could still be Imai? Maybe not. No, that's not Imai. Switched again. Okay. Those look like Nozomu Abe smears, but obviously he's not animating here. Boom. So cool. Okay, so who animated that? Atsuko Nozaki. Where have I heard that name before? Definitely heard it before, so... Yeah, where is it? Other Ousama Ranking scenes. Okay. Also animated in Attack on Titan. Okay, so associated with which studios? Because they also animated in Great Pretender. Okay. So Atsuko Nozaki. I've heard that name before, but just couldn't associate that with a particular scene before. But now I have a scene in mind, which is this scene, because it's so impressive. Associating to Nozaki, that is. Another awesome smoke animation. Whoa, that's cool. Yeah, the way you see the silhouette of his face, the smoke just engulfing his face, and then you get to see it. Do we get it here again? Yes, we do. That is so cool. That is amazing. Back to his club. This is the kind of shit that I was talking about. It reminds me so much of Fate Apocrypha. And this is, again, an animator shift. Here, the composite just pretty much looks one-to-one to the opening. Is it Shingo Yamashita? Probably not. No. I mean, I did see this Hakugaburu list for the animators of this scene, so, and I did see that there's no Shingo Yamashita there. I did look briefly, but who's it? Shota Goshizono again? No, it's Toya Oshima. Awesome sequence by Toya Oshima. I need to check more works from Toya Oshima before. Ooh, this scene from One Punch Man and the scene from Mob Psycho 100. Another animator that is insanely good with background animation. And no wonder he reminded me of the scenes from Fate Apocrypha, because he did animate in Fate Apocrypha. That is so cool. So this... I mean, this is Utapon inspired for sure. The sense of speed conveyor is definitely like... This reminds me of Deku's final launch scene in My Hero Academia's second movie by Nakamura. Yeah, it's very similar with the background animation and just the light beam to just... Here it's shown to... I think it's just the crack, right? Yeah, it's just the club cracking. That is the most fancy way of a club cracking that I've ever seen. And this cut was also really cool. Yeah, it is an actual cut, but it flows seamlessly. And we go up Boss's arms again. Beautiful effects animation and amazing wind animation. And this debris animation is so cool. That is extraordinary. Where does Buji appear from? His forearm. And that's a tight fitting cloth, because I can see all of the muscles in his forearm. Okay, so Buji just appears. Boom. Out of thin air. I guess he was standing here. No, he was standing on his forearm, and then he just appears on top of his bicep. Yeah, appears on top of his bicep. Really beautiful looking effects. Like a twinkling star effect. You look at these effects. They're so good. And another close-up of his eye. Awesome smears. I want to see those smears again. Awesome. look at how smeary Buji is here. Going frame by frame, I miss out on what the timing is like, and the timing is very impressive there. So the giant has been felled, and the strength. Boom. He had no fucking idea that boss would be defeated. The swordship of the king is what you make it to be. Such an epic scene. Just such a tiny scene, but it's also still so epic. And the sun shining on his sword. That's not Canada light flare. More character acting, because why the fuck not? And it doesn't end there, yeah. The animation continues to impress me. Which I haven't checked who did this. Okay, there are a bunch of freelancers that I do know who animated here, like Itsuki Tsuchigami. That's awesome. I'm fast as fuck, boy! Oh, again, such a cool shot. Is that CGI background? Whoa. Is that a CGI background? No, that's drawn by hand. That's drawn by hand. Or maybe it's the grass that's drawn by hand and the rest of it is CGI. I can't tell. Whatever it is, looks cool. Eye impact frames. That's dope. Another impressive cut to just add to the insane cuts in this episode. Jeez, beautiful. Does it have to be so good? Another really cool shot really shows how insane Boji's dynamic visual acuity is, that he doesn't even move here. Timing here very reminiscent of Nakamura's cut in Concrete Revolution. See that? See the color shift there? Look at the ripples and the way the color shifts. Yep, that is Nakamura inspired, for sure. I'm talking about this scene, and you can see how on impact the color shifts and then the cubic debris pop up. This is, can this be considered Nakamura cubes? Utapon cubes? The timing is there, but it's also not there, because the timing is there, the shape is there, but it's not moving like Utapon cubes should post impact, which I would also say is important. And from here on, we just get some awesome character acting, nothing big. Look at that, so expressive. The short look again was really good because we actually get to see Miranjo here, not just a silhouette. It's like a reflection, obviously, because a mirror. Just utilizing every bit of inspiration that you can use for the scene. More background animation, because why the fuck not? That's Kage moving forward. Did they have to animate it like that? Did they have to animate a scene where Kage moves forward like that? No. No. I have to check. Fuck, I have to check again. I said I won't be checking every single scene, but I guess I'm doing it. Because I just fucking have to. Mecha Auratos. Probably butchered his name, but who the fuck is this guy? Or girl? Okay, the awesome character acting segment from season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. He did that. What else? Oh, he animated in the opening of My Dress Up Darling. That's awesome. What else? One Direct Priority. So One Direct Priority, Mushoku Tensei, and now Ousama Ranking. That's the 3 shows that we've seen him so far. Of course, we also saw him in My Dress Up Darling, but it's only in the opening, so that doesn't really say much whether he's part of the production or not. But Mecha Auratos. Remember that name, if it's even possible. But yeah, Mecha Auratos. Good scene, good background animation. Who the fuck am I kidding? It's insane background animation, not just good. All these young animators pop out of nowhere doing such amazing work, which is what I said at the beginning of this episode, I guess. But yeah, more voluminous cuts. It's awesome. Awesome bits of character acting. Boss is a really complicated character. Again, this is so cool. The way Kage's traveling up his body. Boom! So good. It's like Levi vs Beast Titan, but on a much smaller scale. Background animation is amazing here. There is no background animation, but Despa is used as a background model for the foreground model, that's Kage, to climb up to. Again, unnecessary bit of work. So good. And he turns around and yeah. Look at the character acting for a blob of shadow. You really feel for him. That's so good. Like in CGI, if you're animating CGI, it's really difficult to get character acting right, character expressions particularly. But in 2D animation, you could get character acting right with a blob of shadow. That there's really no limits to hand-drawn animation except the artist's imagination. That's the only limit. Yeah, what does he say? Save me from the demon. So he doesn't mean that he will not kill her. It just means that he will save her from the demon when she's in hell or fucking damnation forever. Butchie's gonna be like the fucking Doomslayer, gonna take a portal to hell and then murder all the demons there. All comes full circle, the scene from the opening with the shattered glass pieces, and Butchie's picking them up, right? So that's gonna be next episode, or the next to next episode, or both those episodes. Butchie going on a journey, perhaps, again, and this time he really gets to do what he wants to do, that is actually go on a journey. Last time it kind of didn't go the way he wanted to. This time he actually goes on a journey and he picks up the pieces, Miranjo's broken pieces on the way. So the demon arc, that's next. Look at that character acting. And that's it. Boss's soul leaving his body. This was also a very cool cut, right? No, where is it? Boba. Bruh. Yeah, that is a very cool cut too. Again, more awesome character acting. This is super cool. Sort of like a kaleidoscope effect. And she betrayed the demon. And that is this demon. It's the same demon. Welcome to eternal suffering. That's how it's eating the souls. That is... And the souls are fucking screaming as it's being done to them. It's gonna happen to Miranjo. Well, I don't think she deserves that. Maybe a little bit. Maybe just do that for like a century. Because she did kill Butchie's mum. But after that, I think it's done. No more than a century. 1 year more than a century, 1 year less than a century. Nah, exactly 1 century. And then Butchie should free her from there. From eternal suffering. Because it is kind of too much to have a fucking demon chew on you while you're just a blob for eternity. That's kind of disturbing. Yeah, that's about it. That was the best episode of the season. I would say it was better than Demon Slayer episode 10. I would say that now. While I finished watching it, I didn't think so. Because I thought my recency bias was taking over. But no, that was actually better than Demon Slayer episode 10. It was also more technically impressive than Demon Slayer episode 10. While Demon Slayer episode 10 is absolutely fucking incredible. Doesn't hold a candle to full hand-drawn animation like this. This is fucking incredible. Wow, what an episode. Can't wait to see how they wrap up everything in 2 episodes. I mean, they're gonna have a season 2. They definitely need to have a season 2. I'll fucking riot. Vit, you better do a season 2. Don't do this, right? Vit, it's not known for doing sequels. They don't like doing sequels. They were forced to do Attack on Titan the 2nd season. Otherwise, they were not gonna do Attack on Titan 2nd season either. So yeah, hopefully they will do the 2nd season for this one, because I really want this core staff to continue working on the show. I want Arifumi Mai, I want Shota Goshizono, because boy, are they fucking incredible. Yeah, I've been talking for like an hour now, so I'm really hungry. That's about it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like. If you liked it so much that you want to watch more, then subscribe. If you think I can improve in some way, then tell me how I can do that in the comment section. And that's about it. Thanks for the views.